What if everything you've ever been taught, school, the news, social media, is just shadows on a wall? And what if you've been chained to that wall your entire life, mistaking the shadows for reality? Over 2,400 years ago, a Greek philosopher named Plato described your life perfectly. He called it the Allegory of the Cave. And once you understand it, you can never unsee it. Imagine a group of prisoners. They've been chained since birth, arms, necks, everything. They can't move, they can't turn their heads. All they can do is stare at a wall in front of them. Behind them, there's a huge fire. And between the fire and the prisoners, people are walking past, holding up objects, puppets, figures, shapes. The fire casts shadows of those objects onto the wall. And those shadows? That's all the prisoners have ever seen. That's their entire world. To them, the shadows are reality. Now here's the uncomfortable question Plato wants you to sit with. How is that any different from us? Think about it. From the time you were born, someone else chose what you watched, what you learned, what you believed. Movies, social media, the news, school. Are you seeing reality, or are you watching shadows? So who are the people behind the fire? Plato is deliberately vague. They could be rulers, institutions, systems. The point isn't who specifically. The point is that someone has always benefited from keeping you focused on the wall. Because here's the thing, your attention is your most valuable resource. When your attention is captured, when your imagination is locked onto something, you are participating in building that reality. You are giving it power. And if someone else decides where your attention goes, they shape your world, not you. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Plato says one prisoner, somehow, breaks free. He turns around. He sees the fire. He's confused, maybe frightened. Then he walks out of the cave entirely and sees the sun for the first time. At first, it's blinding, painful. He hates it. He wants to go back to the comfortable darkness of the cave. But slowly, his eyes adjust. And he realizes the world outside is vast, it's alive, it's infinite. Everything in the cave was just a faint, dead copy of this. This is Plato's metaphor for philosophical awakening. The sun represents truth. The outside world represents reality as it truly is. The cave represents the unexamined life, a life spent accepting what you're told, never questioning, never looking deeper. Think about a moment in your own life when something you believed completely turned out to be wrong. Maybe it shook you, maybe it hurt. That confusion, that disorientation, that's what it feels like to step out of the cave. Growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. But Plato doesn't end the story there. The prisoner goes back into the cave. He tries to tell the others what he's seen. He tries to free them. And what do? They think he's crazy. They mock him. They reject him. And in some versions of the story, they try to kill him. Plato wasn't just writing philosophy. This was a direct reference to what happened to his own teacher, Socrates, who was put to death for asking too many uncomfortable questions. The lesson: truth-telling can be dangerous. People who are comfortable in their cave don't want to be disturbed. And that's not just ancient history. That's human nature. So what does it mean to escape the cave today? It doesn't mean living off the grid or rejecting everything. It starts with one simple, radical act: questioning what you accept as true. Ask, where did this belief come from? Who does it serve? What am I not seeing? Every great thinker in human history pointed at the same truth: that unexamined life is the cave. Consciousness, awareness, the willingness to look at hard things. That is the journey out. It's difficult. It requires you to sit with uncertainty, to let go of comforting illusions, to risk social rejection. The prisoners in Plato's cave laughed at the one who escaped. Are you willing to be that person? Are you willing to turn around and look at the fire? Plato wrote this 2,400 years ago, and it describes our world more accurately now than it ever has before. The cave is real. The question is, are you ready to leave it? If this made you think, drop a comment below. What's one thing you used to believe that turned out to be a shadow? Subscribe for more philosophy that actually applies to your life. And share this with someone who's ready to step out of the cave.